Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3, the place where the demons are. One of the many places where the demons are everywhere. There are a lot of demons, some of them are here. Like me, hi, like this one. It's like a bird. So, many enemies. Also many, just like a lot of people. There's just a lot of people at the tower. There's something about crack. It's almost like they find it addictive or, I don't know. Hard to put a finger on. How are we going to survive this? Once again, our good friend Spartak Zamvin has returned. He is in terrible, terrible condition. Evelina Usenko, honestly, potentially doing worse. Kind of doing worse. I think we're just going to leave Falco in place. We could run forward and get into a whole thing, but I don't really see much of a reason to. I guess, do we know... Okay. No. Here's a reason to, potentially. Maybe it's best to run up and draw blood now while their forces are really weak, rather than wait for an opportunity for them to be reinforced, because Vladimir here can move that far next turn. It would not take long for this to turn into a much worse problem.
The eyes of siege.
But they're right at the edge of my movement range, and if I run forward to attack, there's no guarantee that they don't just retreat. And if they do retreat, then I won't be able to fall back very far. I'll be left out in the open. I am going to stay put, I think. I am going to stay put. I'm debating whether I want... You're not going to be able to reach Vladimir. Debating whether I want to do anything with Cran, because we're a little... Our income's a little not awesome right now. You know what? Getting rid of wizards so that they can't join these armies is probably a reasonable use of our favor, though. Nice. Okay, not just rid of, but really rid of. That's pretty good. I would be bummed out if I permanently lost a level 12 caster. So, maim, kill, destroy, slaughter. Oh, slaughter's pretty good. Slaughter's physical resistance. But maim is weapon and melee attack and weapon strength, which obviously scale very well off of each other. We're gonna go slaughter. Yeah, we're gonna go slaughter. Again, probably irrelevant. You are definitely not going to do anything this turn because you're exhausted. Do I want to leave? You know what? I'm going to move Alas over to try to be in better position to make some stuff happen over here in case that needs to happen. We already moved Iglixis for the turn. Okay. I don't think we want to do anything here because we're broke. I mean, I want to, but we're broke. I guess we can install the first level of this. Do I want to, I mean, we could put in... Oh, no, never mind. We already have an income structure here. Well, never mind then. Ignore the thing I was about to say. I guess let's do this. Eventually. Eventually it will allow us to grind souls. And what else could we possibly want, right? For our enemies to run headlong into our ambush is a pretty good answer to that question. Let's see if they give it a shot. So they do have another... Oof. All of those Khornate armies just hurled themselves against the Ice Court and died terribly. Hopefully they at least did some reasonable damage on the way. I do think it does seem like the auto resolver is just, I think it's a little bit too friendly to the Ice Court. I'm gonna take this, I think. So you're currently at war with one of the other major chaos factions. A couple of the other, actually, yeah, basically all of the Tzeentchian major chaos factions. But like maybe that's fine. I think I'm going to hit this button. I think I'm going to take it. We could really use the money at this point. Okay, Katerin went back into the Plague Father's realm, so we can't really interfere with that very much. Okay, not coming directly after me. That's good news. Can't actually see anything about this army except that it did not lose even a single unit from that combined attack. The way they've redesigned reinforcement stuff in this game, like this behavior where AI factions would use multiple small armies instead of one large army, is a thing that did exist in the previous games, and it was always bad. It was wrong for them to do it there, and it's definitely weakening them here. But with the way they've redesigned the reinforcement mechanics, it's actually much, much worse here than it was in any of the previous installments. Like, the AI forces are really, really screwing themselves by doing that. And unfortunately, it's very obviously not a broad AI problem. It's not like the AI doesn't know how to build armies, because the Ice Court is doing a fine job running 20 unit forces. It seems like it's just the Chaos players who are not building their armies correctly, and that's a real shame. You know, the only people having this problem are the only people I can rely on in any way. God, I hope those Bloody Harvest guys actually burn the Black Gulch to the ground. It would make my life so much easier. Unfortunately, if they're going to sit there and siege it, they're probably going to get caught by the... Well, they're going to get caught by the Greyling army, but also the Greyling army is Norskins, and in my opinion, the AI does not play Norskins super well, so maybe they'll just lose. Okay, Tzeentch's impossible fortress was navigated remarkably quickly. Yeah, the Greylings are... they are here. Gosh, I hope that works out against them. I really hope that this situation resolves itself without needing me to participate. And we're being raided, because of course we are. Jerks. You're all jerks. Well,
It is treason to command me.
So Vladimir moved. He didn't actually move any closer, though. Like, he's not threatening us any more than he was before. Maybe what I should do here is move up? I mean, the best thing would be if the damn Slaanesh armies would... This army can be loaned. Wait, how does that work?
I must. I'm
allowed to... I'm allowed to borrow your armies? Now that we're allies, probably, that's like functionality we didn't have before. Request an army from your ally. That is totally a thing.
It pleases the prince.
Yo, that is functionality that is definitely compelling. So, Sealtiel Flesh Fulfillmucker. Definitely the real name. This army has 2 Keepers of Secrets in it, and a Soul Grinder. But reinforcements, again, right? Like, the value of a reinforcing army is... I don't know, the AI will often let you get away with just sitting back and letting reinforcements come in.
Sorcerers win.
The ability to take control of another player's armies, though, makes military alliance way more valuable. That's actually that's a big, super valuable change. Part of me wants to run forward and do a thing. You know what? Let's deal with Iglixis real quick. Iglixis's play is going to be very straightforward.
Surge across this land.
Yep, go through here, deny the deal, whatever it is. Being super fast in here rules. The Circle of Carnality. That's not... Wow, this is nowhere near as good as the last one. This is a debauched place where all manner of fleshy pleasures may be sampled. That's my favorite kind. The erotic pleasures offered are beyond anything encountered in the mortal plane, and the problem with that is this video game just doesn't have a lot of mechanics where carnality is able to be represented. You would think this would be the one that would cause all the growth to happen, but here's the thing, we must move on. That might not be avoidable.
A crude attempt to subjugate.
Yeah, and I'm in March mode, so... Okay, we might be fighting. So what I could do here is move up, try to sit in ambush mode a little further up, and just jump one of them next turn and be able to run away. But if I move up and they see through my ambush, then they, you know, double arming me, obviously, which is not great. I think I'm gonna draw some blood here if I can. 16. Whoa. I clicked on a flag there, buddy. Why is your chance so bad? The hero's effects. Are you? Oh, right, because you just committed an assassination successfully is why. I mean, I hate to... If they're going to let me just sit here and cover until Elixis gets back, then obviously we're going to be fine. Do I want you to run up and draw some blood? Maybe? Yeah. Don't need to play goalie on Vladimir anymore. There's really only one approach. Okay, cool. That one didn't do nearly as much damage. You know, they were already wounded badly. Okay, we are not spending any money. Okay, cool. This one's enemies beware, because there's no telling where they might be lying in wait. Or, you know, using magic. There's no telling where they might be using magic to be in wait. I can't believe the Exiles of Khorne lost all of those armies fighting. Ugh, terrible stuff.
And few.
That's a lot of dollars. That's a lot of dollars, my friend. And your military allies just, yeah, we're like... I mean, whatever, man. We're all friends up here. I just got an achievement, presumably for having way too many military alliances at the same time. And I'm sure this is not going to backfire on me at all. Why do all of your armies look like this? Just put troops in until they don't go in anymore. Oh, that's right. What am I was thinking Zarita Katerin went to the Plague Father's realm because she went in a green gate. That's not how those work. And we know that's not how those work. Yep, 0 surprise. Ice Court army trivially defeats other army. Takes literally 0 damage doing so, it appears. Yeah, it's not really safe for us to move the bird army forward, but like we're definitely going to run into a problem here if this Ice Court army is allowed to flank around behind us from the north while we have to sit here playing defense, because I can't defend all of my settlements at the same time. And granted, the Tower of Crack is way less important because we can't put a major recruitment building into it. To some extent, we can just ignore it. I mean, it doesn't have to break our heart if it falls. The Forbidden Citadel is way more important. Okay, it looks like that army is not going to come and get us. So we will get to drop down again on this coming turn. We're going to get to the center pretty soon. Pretty soon in terms of number of turns. Unfortunately, the way this game works, the 3 turns that it's going to take us to the middle is going to be like, that's a lot of real world minutes. It turns out there's a lot of forces and whatnot. Another thing that I actually really like about the recruit friendly forces dynamic in this game is that it gives you way more reason to want to pursue an alliance with a small player. If they have units that are a good fit for something about the way your army works, if they help you fill an important gap, or they just have cool synergies or whatever, it's gonna lead. I think it's gonna lead to a lot. It's a very different sorts of alliance decision making, as opposed to the first couple games where it was just like military alliances, never. Defensive alliances, always with your neighbors, and then you just like never really had to think about it beyond that. That said, all my allies together don't seem to be worth much of a damn this game in particular. The wounding. Railings are attacking. Okay. That army actually did get defeated at the Black Gulch. They sure did.
Marauders all.
That's a shame.
Rings.
Alright, can Iglixis get where we're going? Yes. Not in March mode.
There's chaos.
So that if we get jumped on the other side, we're like ready for it. The Circle of Paramount Sea. Paramount Sea, though, that doesn't seem like a real... immediate rank 9 for all units in this army is very cool. And honestly, this buff is huge. 30,000 favor is huge. We're greeted by the roar of an adulating crowd. They cry your name. The press of the crowd guides you to a great throne. But this is no game. Except it is. They call it the Great Game actually all of the time. And then on top of that, we're playing it inside of a different game. Like, there are almost no words for how much this is all a game. Would be best if we could spill a little bit here. That is, in fact, quite humiliating. Where's that Ice Court army? We don't know where they are. So they're probably in here where we don't actually have vision right now. They're getting closer, and I am experiencing concern. Nurglings, Plague Bearers spawn. This feels like a... I guess we oughta, but... Improved tower projectiles might help. I don't actually know... Like, there's no way to know how important that is. We don't get an indication of exactly what the difference is between the different levels. I wonder if I should just build a growth structure here. Just try to store up as much surplus population as possible for a while. Maybe. It'll probably be a good idea no matter which way this is going, and it prevents me from spending a ton on a recruitment building that I'm not even going to be able to use.
Taste thy pleasure.
Oh, hey, look who respawned. So, the gates around us were not all closed.
Troop toward Euphoria.
But this one's got to get shut, and it looks like nobody else is in a position to do it. So let's put a little bit of money on that. And hopefully Pusswind here just decides to attack Greylings instead of me. Not that I don't think we could take him, but I really don't want to have to. This has got me a little concerned. In the end, none of it matters except the Demon Prince souls, right? If we lose territory, we're not necessarily even losing effectiveness at playing the one game that actually matters. And it is important to sort of like keep an eye on that particular prize, but at the same time, sure would be nice to have some major settlements. Sure would be nice to have some incomes. I wonder if the AI forces have the wherewithal to decide to just take a deal. Like, presumably, and I guess I don't know this for sure, but presumably if I go get the Demon Prince soul, then they can't. So, will they have the sense to sort of cash out? Let's hope not. The Ice Court don't need any help. Oh, please, ogres, please get powerful and eat Erengrad. Alright, there is an army near us that absolutely could attack. It does seem like, it is certainly the case that not all of the... Okay, I was gonna say not all of the armies seem to actually do stuff every turn, so maybe we'll get lucky and we just won't have to deal with it. But nope. Okay, this army is actually terrifying. I mean, do I not really have 1350? Ugh. All right. Well, I mean, it's not like that group of... Honestly, a unit of spear marauders would have been a nice extra thing to get here. If I retreat... Because, like, I want to be at full health, right? If I retreat, will I run far enough that they can't pursue? Because they're chasing me toward the portal. No. Yeah, we do have to fight. Okay. Would have been nice. Because now we're going to have to stop and heal up probably before we engage in the actual Demon Prince fight. And I'm not looking forward to the time that gives the Ice Court to find a better deal and everything. So this does seem like a pretty scary army. The Soul Grinders are terrifying. We know that Heartseekers are scary. We know that Keepers of Secrets obviously are scary. We do have spear troops, and they'll help somewhat. The Lore of Shadows. You know, that says Cataclysm. It doesn't seem that cataclysmic. So they're going to have to attack me. There's this rise here that I think we can probably take advantage of. So let's see, they're gonna have to come around like that.
Endless craving.
They are, of course, going to try to flank. There's nowhere around here for us to hide, right? So you have a couple of anti-large troops.
Heartseekers of Slanesh!
They have their own Heartseekers, so I can't just rely on... man. Yeah, I'm going to keep you outside of the sort of the middle area, but I don't really know what I'm doing here. I want my units to be able to be in a position to perform flanking maneuvers and stuff, but with them being the same speed as us, unusually, I don't really know how to make that happen.
Followers of chaos.
Maybe keep y'all back in here.
Carnage unbound.
A thing they don't really have access to that's worth remembering is there's probably not any ranged here. And while they do have an Alurus, or sorry, a Herald of Slanesh,
I am immortal.
we are certainly going to make better use of magic than they are. So the longer this lasts, the better it is for us. We're probably not going to get much shooting done here. Try to rearrange slightly for this. This is tough because the blue horrors are so short ranged.
Pain and despair.
Chaos warriors.
Repulsive and alluring.
Okay. So, first things first. Chaos Furies. Free kill, basically. Then we gotta wonder... Okay, I mean, the horrors are getting to shoot a little bit, at least. They're getting to shoot at the Chaos Furies, at the very least. Where is it going to make sense for me to bring in my own Terrible Furies? I guess right here. I think I'm going to bring my Cav back this way, because these ones are headed straight for the pikes in a way that I wasn't really expecting, because it's a terrible idea. Okay. Yeah, just don't let them execute any flanks.
On to pleasure. Onward then.
Okay, well. Why did I think they were going to let me do that? You know, because the AI's bad. God, the Keeper of Secrets. This is going to be such a problem. What we do have is spells. Let's fire off some... I don't know what here. We could try to Phantasmagoria over here. Just, like, break them up a little bit. Their Exalted Secret Chariots just pushed right through those units, but this shouldn't be a big deal. We should be able to punish them for that pretty seriously. And yeah, they have like basically no melee defense in actual melee, which they have now sort of pinned themselves into. They should be trivial to kill. I think I just turn around and fight. I think we end up having a better chance of surviving that way. And I'm gonna nuke the stats of one of these units.
The pangs of suffering! Attack! Finding fresh souls.
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure this attack is targeted correctly because I couldn't tell. Yeah, so our big stuff, okay. Yeah, their Chaos Furies are basically done for already, is that? Okay, those are my guys over there. Do we have Iglixis turn around or head this way? And they got a lot of spears and stuff over here. Killing the Demonettes quickly is probably a high priority, just because it lets us take pressure off of this side. Yeah. Alright, y'all try to stay on that. Sorry, no, you on that. This group on this unit. And I think it looks to me like they're not going to try sweeping around. So I think I want to wheel some of these Chaos Warriors out a bit. The Sword Marauders. I mean, this is not the direction I would prefer to be going in, but this is what it's going to have to be. I'm gonna change your orders, actually. Oof. All of the Heartseekers are dying so quickly. Everybody is suffering. This is what they wanted. So do I want to crush the Demonettes on this side or the ones on... Let's actually have Iglixis go this way. Because we might be able to knock their Lord out and deal with their spell casting really quickly. So I'm going to push over here and try to kill the Soul Grinder first. Let's see if we can get rid of that. It's a powerful anti-large unit, which obviously is like not 100% ideal for our Lord to be facing. But our Lord is also a powerful anti-large unit.
Dark is unleashed.
Oh, right. The Dance of Despair. We had to make sure we do this. Oh, which side? Probably this side? Feels like this side. We're doing well now. Let's keep doing well. I definitely want these Bloodletters challenging the Demonettes head on, I think. It'd be great if the Chaos Warriors could not get caught up on this dude, because they have more important stuff to do over here. Okay. Refocus you there. And the ranged. So you should turn and probably just shoot the Keeper of Secrets, right? Yeah, the thing's got barely any armor, and it's a huge target. Very difficult to miss. You on this side also turn and shoot this Keeper of Secrets, or do you want to shoot this way? You probably had to back up. Right now your soul is probably getting grinded. Okay. Any other casting I want to do? We can try to steal some magic from their caster. Oh, right. They actually have multiple casting units, though. What is the other? This does some damage and it rampages. Well, it'll keep her from casting while we try to line some units up to deal with her. Poor Marauders.
I am ready. Heart Seekers! Sensuous diversions.
Heartseekers.
Retreating!
Okay, hold on just a damn second here. Heartseekers, out. I hate it when I give a unit retreat orders and then I see them turn around and be like, well, wait a second. What if instead of that, we did a different worse thing? I'm going to be so annoyed if I lose a rank 9 unit of Heartseekers to this. Yeah, that's not ideal. I'd really love to have my anti-large in for that, but you know, I may just have to try to tough it out. Okay. I mean, Iglixis is doing fine work.
Paramour of Slanish.
Okay, can we reveal my unit spellcasting card? That that effect could maybe happen somewhere else on the screen or something. The fact that when the wheel is spinning, it makes you unable to cast normal magic is a real bummer. All right, we are crushing this side. This side's going really well. These bloodletters, I mean, it would be cool if they actually could. God, I'm gonna lose. I have units over here who are doing fine and who have no reason for being upset, who are just going to die because they feel like it. Yeah, this is going to end up really reducing our strength right before the time when we need our strength the most. That sucks. How am I going to get you around to a place that matters? I guess we're going to try to draw you all the way out here.
The Maiden of Ecstasy. I can't stop.
You're super trapped. There we
The
go.
pleasure is all mine.
Eliminate them.
Delighted to. Attack.
This thing where all of my units are being wiped out by nothing more than their morale just going to hell in a way that, like, isn't based on anything and appears to be unrecoverable really sucks. We're having a lot of units die to literally nothing. Ugh, and terrible, terrible rolls on the Reign of Chaos rewards. I wonder. Like, might it be worth... I'm gonna intentionally rampage my Chaos Warriors here. Might it be worth the Phantasmagoria just for the leadership effect?
Moving. My move. Onward then. I can't stop. Delighted to.
Yeah, so the current morale has bombed out
Quicker.
for absolutely no reason, and I'm going to... She is going to die from that 0 leadership effect, despite the fact that she should be... Like, our side is doing pretty well in the part where we, like, fight the enemies. Just turns out not to be all that important a part of this particular battle. If Iglixis is actually going to die... Yeah, most of their monsters on this side are in full health. Did kill that chariot, though.
Demon Prince! This world is mine!
Lacerate them!
None of her abilities give her bonus leadership. It sucks so much. Okay, Rot, Glorious Rot, not a bad pull. It's a real shame, though, that it took until there for us to get an ability that's actually good for us to have. I'm going to throw this up in the hopes that it will just keep them in place while the Rot works on them. And then on this side, we should be pretty close to done, I would think. Soul Grinder is, yeah. There's some counter grinding occurring, which is definitely troublesome. Y'all are doing your best. I guess the Keeper of Secrets, right? Please let that spell go off before she dies. There we go. Ooh, Magma Storm. I might throw one of those up and then just give the back out order. They're Phantasmagoriad. They're not going anywhere. And their leadership is actually suffering pretty badly from it.
Spreading ruin! Behold my divinity! Agonizing death!
Okay.
I will raise it!
Well, that was a nightmare. We lost a ton of really important units, including my wizard who died for, like, literally no reason. Yeah, that is actually Pyrrhic. It's fairly Pyrrhic. So I lost the blue horrors. I'm not so concerned about. The rank 9 Heartseekers are a huge loss. The rank 8 Bloodletters are a pretty big loss, and the wizard, like, she's immortal, so she will be back, but we're gonna have to do the next big fight without her, and that's incredibly bad. It's ridiculously bad. She was doing fine, and her leadership just bombed out for no reason, and stayed bombed out permanently. That really fucking sucks. Like, and it's like especially a bummer because you can't avoid these armies. They spawn after you move down to a level and get to move before you get to move.
Father for hungry deeds.
All the money's nice. So we are now tremendously weakened before the Demon Prince battle. We're gonna have to... Absolutely not. We're gonna have to sit and do global recruitment for a couple of turns. And I mean, we need to be in replenishment mode anyway for the actual replenishment. So that part's not so wild, but like we're not gonna be able to recruit anything that's nearly as good as what we lost there. And we're going to have no wizard. And I dare say we're probably going to need one. We're probably really going to miss the ability to cast spells at all. It did kind of seem like they had no interest in stopping us until the forces of the actual demon realm had no interest in stopping us until it would have benefited the ice court. Like the moment the ice court army entered the area, all of a sudden, because they certainly had opportunity to attack us before. I'm not even sure what we're going to be able to recruit. We probably have a fair amount of allegiance built up with a couple of our allied factions, or maybe we can pulse some allied units really quickly. Because the recruit times on those seem to be lower than the recruit times on our own units. Okay, doesn't look like it's headed toward the Doom Keep. That's good news. Toxfarter, Decayer of Worlds. You tell him. You know, I'm in a Moaning Vial kind of mood. Yep, so... It's true, he is a seasoned campaigner. And plus 10% movement range for the whole army, and then perfect vigor for Iglixis himself is a big deal. That's a really, really good quality.
Prince.
So...
Urson was weak.
we have to go down again. I think I'm just going to go down this turn to get off the level with this other enemy army. And if there's another enemy army down there, then that's pretty bad news for us. Or like, maybe the better move is to go this way away from the enemy army. Go into encampment mode.
Very well. Rest.
Ah, that sucks.
Minions!
I can only use my own global recruitment pool. That is a legitimate bummer. And I can't pull a Keeper of Secrets very quickly. I mean, am I going to chill for 3 turns? It probably is going to take about 3 turns for, like, the more wounded troops among us to heal. So maybe that's an okay plan?
Serve chaos.
So get back my Heartseekers. Take a second unit of Heartseekers because we're desperate for fast-moving units. And then, like, some spears. It's pretty grim. Don't have enough money to do anything with heroes. I guess Cran can go over here. And we need to win a pretty significant ambush victory here against these Kislevites, so that we have money to recruit another unit, so that we don't have to go into the Demon Prince battle at 19 units in that army. I wonder if all of the ending battles are always going to be a huge multi-stage thing. Okay. Let's take the decisive victory here. If we auto-resolve it, it'll spread the damage across us and the garrison, right? Isn't that what we learned earlier? So I think that's probably the right way to do it.
This is inevitable.
Even though that's like kind of a wild amount of damage for the game to have given us, but 4,000 favor definitely makes my life easier. Then they're going to attack Falco. We're going to retreat. right? I wonder, should we just do this? Because, like, those reinforcements are going to come in from behind him, though, right? This isn't going to be a battle. Can we see that on the terrain scout? No, it does not indicate the flags. But I think his reinforcement army is right behind him. So I don't think I want to try to wait the 2 minutes. This army's not particularly good at fighting large things. No, I'm going to retreat. I was kind of thinking about just, like, hiding until the Tower of Cracks reinforcements get close. Well, see, this is more interesting. So now the good army is the reinforcement army. We get to try to whittle this army down with the garrison. Yeah, let's do it. This might be a little bit more twisted in our favor, given the base and everything. Partially depending on what map we get, of course, but we can maybe make something happen here. They have a lot of infantry who are going to be pretty easy to squish, and then by the time the big army shows up, we'll have had some time to put some emplacements down and stuff. We might be able to pull something off here. This would be a really cool time to get a big defense. We could really use the help. So this many Chaos Warriors inside of the settlement, I feel like we're going to be able to hold the gates for quite a while. I mean, once the bears start showing up, though, it's going to make things real complicated. Because while the bears cannot necessarily kill the Chaos Warriors quickly, they're certainly not in much danger from them. And they can just, like, walk through the line, right? Alright, how have they set up? They split their army into 3 parts. Not all of which bear real defense. So over here we have ranged units and a few of the ranged units and their lord. In the one, I'm not going to channel. In the one over here is the cannon, then. And the cavalry. So I guess this is the place where we need to mount the most serious defense. And it just so happens that this is the side the reinforcements are coming in from as well, right? Yeah. Well, they could go to this door. They could go to that door. My reinforcements are coming in from the other side, which is not like 100% ideal, but... Alright, let's try to create as tight of a seal here as possible. Where are my tower positions? Can I, from the tactical map, get an idea of the... No, it doesn't show an indication of the tower's range in this view. That would be super helpful. So yeah, you can shoot all the way out to there. Inside the settlement. Oh, there it is. It's yeah, okay, so it goes all the way out to this wall. I think I like that. I think I like that tower there. And then another tower here, maybe? I will say that they've made a smart move or two here by not making these two sides the places where all of the real enemies are. But we don't have to hold out for very long here for the reinforcement army to show up and then just mulch those guys. So I just need to like cover my back for a little while. So yeah, I am gonna take this tower position here as well, I think. And obviously upgrading those towers is a pretty serious priority. So I put like the first 5 units of Chaos Warriors at that other gate. Let's go. This side doesn't really need very much.
Chaos warriors of Kor.
We'll do that here, and then these ones over here, and this is how we hold. Now this side's mostly ranged units. So I think there's a question here as to how do we use these dogs for flanking. We have to put them like all the way over here. Have them run out and around, which is really, really wide. Putting my own inferior ranged units on this side is not going to really help. The thing is, the blue horrors aren't going to be good anywhere. And then we had all these bloodletters and the blood reaper, who again are kind of flanking troops, but I can't put them in. I can't put them in a very aggressive position over here anywhere because they're just going to get. Like I can't put them in a position where they're exposed at all, and as such, a position where they would have any ability to attack, because they're just going to get torn apart by troops that charge into them. And they definitely need to be behind walls because they are super vulnerable to ranged fire. I think I'm gonna really rely on the reinforcement army to draw blood on the backside. Okay, let's do it like this. Let's widen that line a little bit. So they are going to have the option of just, shooting at us here, and there's like literally nothing we can do about that. Oh, the dogs, right? I was supposed to be running the dogs out. I mean, do I want to adjust the plan on the dog thing a little bit? Maybe have them come out this way. They still have to use the door that I put them at. But yeah, I guess so. Like, in order for them to, this is all impassable. This sucks. They have to go to here, and then to here, and then they can menace the cannon. But if we pull our troops aside, if we don't actually cover the door, the cavalry just run right in. There's no way we can close ranks on them, so. Is what it is, I'm afraid. Y'all gotta just stand. It's gonna take those dogs forever to get in position. Okay, they're planning on going around, I guess. We can probably get them to just turn around here. I don't know if that's like... I would love if this resulted in these units just dying. But yeah, it looks like their cav are planning to just go to a different door. Maybe not. Probably should. Down. Go. East. Just stand there and have plate mail and shields. That's my big plan. Okay, over here, not much is happening. Over here... Yep, it's just going to be real slow going for a minute here. In the long run, very good for us. But only in the long run, the longest run. I mean, it's most efficient for us to save up and buy the tower all at once, right? But I do want to have a functional tower here for shooting at these things as they're approaching. I'm going to save. Okay, they are turning some of the troops around. I don't think this is actually going to work for them. give some orders to my initial reinforcement troops. His army's not all the way in yet, but we do need to get them moving. So... I mean, not to put too fine a point on it, just fucking everybody get over here. You can fly straight in, and I think I don't want to waste any time with the Lord going to that reinforcement point on the side here. Like, we'll crush them and then we'll lead the entire force through. So yeah, get the Sarguard. You guys can kind of like make an enveloping move. They're gonna have a hard time cutting through, and we're gonna punish them for their insolence. You're not gonna get the flank. Okay, I want the Minotaurs. Because we could move out for the side, right? Like, we could push some of this force along here. But I don't really want to meet their whole army in the open. It's just that I feel like once we take the fast-moving troops inside, they're not likely to be able to do their thing anymore. Nah, still, let's do it. Actually, and I know I gave some of the Blue Horrors orders already, but let's just get everybody in here. We'll figure it all out afterward. Okay, so we're breaking that. I mean, no big surprise. Over here... I'm gonna have those Bloodletters just rush the enemy ranged. Because they're not... The big army's breaking for this side. We don't have to be too cautious here, I don't think.
Chaos Warriors of Corn. War. Yes.
Alright, get some flanks. I'll get straight through. Blue Horrors keep being horrible. And yeah, we killed them all.
Chaos Warriors of Corn.
Shields up, friends. I lost track of the Warhounds. I guess here we can have... Yeah, I can use the next unit of Furies on this side a little bit, I guess. So we're kind of losing containment here. They're just like body checking their way through, which is annoying. And it's working. Oh no, the Marauders are holding a little bit. You know what? Yeah, I think the Chaos Furies can do some real work here. Oh, right, my Plague Ridden. My Plague Ridden does not have real orders. Get over here. Because that position can see both of the doors, so we should be able to get a lot of value out of that. And it's keyed to it's keyed to the thing on this side, which is excellent news. Well, the dogs are recovering. There may be a version of this where we can move them in and do something. Oh right, I should actually Chaos Furies managed to guys. Okay, we're all still here. We just grouped up a little bit more, and it looked like all the units were suddenly dead, and I had concerns. Okay. You go for that one. You go for this one. You go for that one. All the rest of you aim in more. Interesting that they're rolling this cannon forward so much. I'm not sure I understand that play. this rules. We're in position to drop some serious noise in this bottleneck right as the enemy troops are approaching. So let's talk about that. Do I want to just Infernal Gateway right here? It's going to take a minute to go off. If I put it on top of the cannon like this, a lot of the enemy units are not going to get caught by it. It is going to kill the cannon. But do I need to be like... This seems to go off immediately. Is that right? There we go. Okay, yeah. Now that that's gone off, we can do this like this. Okay, I feel pretty good about that. We have a couple units of cav that I don't know what to do with. I mean, nothing right now. And on this side, we shattered them. So, do these troops report to the front, or do I maybe seek a flank around? These are garrison troops, right? So I don't have to care if they live. So I am gonna attempt to flank around with one of the units of Blood Reapers. But the Chaos Warriors I'm just gonna take back in through the middle to here. And the unit of Blue Horrors will try to get, they'll get somewhere that matters eventually. My Soul Grinder is here as well and can probably report to, like, the side. Yeah. Yeah. It's not doing as much damage as I was hoping to that cavalry. I mean, it's still pretty good. We're not trying any real flanking maneuvers. Wait, where'd my... Oh, he flew up because he's near the wall. Okay. I was going to say, it's pretty important that you stick around. Do we want to... Good against large combatants. It's magic missiles, so it's single target. The damage that this deals is going to make it pretty bad against anything that's, like, heavy or armored, and they got a lot of heavy and armored stuff. They don't have any magic. We can definitely do this, though. Does that not work? Okay, I can't target like that. You can't target yourself with it. Yeah, I have to cast on somebody else. Steals their sorcery. Yeah, okay, so yeah, this is the one that steals their sorcery. There is a self buff that I keep getting it confused with. I mean, maybe we just save all of our magic for Infernal Gateways. It feels a little silly because the thing goes off so slowly, but that might actually be right. So at 1150, we want to upgrade this. I'm going to have the cav be real spread out here. I don't really know how to put them to work. It does feel, though, like we could probably have the Blood Reaper move forward and try to chew up some of this stuff. I don't want to put too many things in the mouth of the area and then have all this stuff just open fire on it. Is this my... Yeah, okay, that's the Bloodletters. And we're all running as fast as we can. It's just going to take a minute. I don't have the patience for these running across these big maps.
The siege is true.
I do wish I had more area damage.
Chaos Warriors of Corn.
Let's see what happens here. The explosive tower does not have a ton of targets right now, and so it's just doing that. All right, the big bears are about to come in, and this is where things maybe get a little ugly. Their lord is not doing very well on this attack, though. The push is not good for him. Oosh, that is a lot of self-damage. But I sure want to overcast this gateway. Okay, I do have just enough. I don't know why they're moving so many people forward so much. I'm gonna do it here. Get a lot of foot troops. I want you to back up. Back up. Do not fight all of the bears straight up. Okay, we did pull back some of their troops. We also did a lot of damage to that thing before it got reinforced. So the big upgrade is at 1750. And what's the actual damage difference? 280 plus 400 AP on the missile with 120 total explosion versus 430, 450 with 120 total explosion. It's interesting that the biggest change is in the non-armor piercing part of the damage. These bears, do these bears have a lot of armor? They do, so it doesn't really feel like rank 4 is even much better than rank 3. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the faster upgrade. And then is there another tower position up here that we could? Yeah, there's this. So another 1400, and we'll buy another thing that can fire at this gate. If we can just keep them at this gate for a long time, I'm convinced the towers will do a ton of the work. This is the hard part, though, right? The part where all the bears are present. And I'm not 100% sure how we're going to deal with all of it. I'm just making sure that all of my troops have actual orders. Okay, on this side we have pretty well broken them. So demonettes stay aggressive. Demonettes stay aggressive. Everything else over here, not you and not you, come on down to the important place and prepare to participate. So we got these sick minotaurs, sick anti-infantry minotaurs, not anti-large, but they still have pretty good combat stats and a reasonable charge bonus. So I think I'm just going to execute a flank charge on these bears. We just don't have that much anti-large in this army. It is really unfortunate. And then your combat stats are actually okay. We could get in here and do some. I can minus 40 someone. I'm gonna fire this once. Let's see how bad the damage actually looks in practice. How far are you still? Speed 27. Terrible news. So you're probably not going to be able to get much done. We did pull off one of the bears at least. But God, they have so many bears. I hate the bears. Oh, the damage does hit the barrier first. I'm actually quite surprised by that. That's really, really good news. I had just assumed that it wouldn't. All the blue horrors are getting into place here. Their lord is almost dead.
Chaos Warriors!
When their lord goes down here in a second, we're gonna hope that does enough morale damage to them to break this down. So oh, actually, hold on. The cannon did get destroyed. The units they sent back were insufficient to protect it. Okay, so this unit of Bloodletters is probably going to stay out here for quite some time because now we're waiting out the now we're waiting out their whole monster core to move inside the walls. Oof, my soul grinder is so much more wounded than I wanted it to be at this point in the battle. It's not going to be very useful against these bears at all. I guess this isn't really useful either at the moment. Okay, their lord's down.
Bring us of joyous degradation.
We're getting good good cannon fire. This nukes the melee attack of one unit as well as So we could drop another Infernal Gateway in the mouth of the area. I can't overcast it. I mean, we still have stuff draining, right? I can just chill for a couple of seconds. The overcast isn't that expensive. But I am definitely getting a little worried about we're soon going to have killed one bear. Very worried about this bear problem. Wait, is that bear's flag not? No. The damage thing here is just some dudes. Phooey. All right, let's go ahead and actually, this is like exactly the opening we were looking for. Are my dogs still over here? Okay, don't go for the Ice Guard, go for the Streltsy. So many units that we have yet to get into real position. You lot go for the Ice Guard. Okay, there we go. Some bleeding is occurring. Oof, I have a lot of units who are losing morale in the middle of the thing here. So these Sarguard with great weapons, these guys are not a huge threat to us necessarily. Great weapons are, frankly, too good for us. This is the problem they're going to run into, is that their weapons are designed to fight much better enemies. There is some legitimate advantage in just kind of being crummier than your opponents expect. Yeah, try to finish this one off. It looks like we're gonna get this bear down. These other bears are suffering. For all the like sack of hit points that they have going on and the big armor and whatnot, they're not actually very difficult to fight. You know, like their melee defense is kind of crummy for a unit of that type. 23. It's just that they do a lot of damage while they're thrashing around. Okay. Do I want to turn the Minotaurs? The Minotaurs are sleepy despite being in the middle of a lot of enemies that they should be fighting. But we can give them a proper order here and see if they follow it. I think I'm going to have you move away from a place where you're being actively shot at. My reinforcing units are getting here a little slowly. Why do I have so many units who seem like they're just kind of sliding along? Turn around and fight a new target. I shouldn't have to tell you that when the old target dies, the thing to do is not just stand there, but to fight a thing that's already within melee range of you. I'm thinking about having the Lord of Change descend and start thwacking here, because, like, these bears are vulnerable from the flanks. So if we just get some bears that are already engaged, like this right here is exactly why I tried to set the Seekers up on this side, and it's turned out to be a little tricky. Here, we can use the Seekers to try to punish this unit of sleds that think they can disrupt my orders. That's just a snow leopard. Snow leopard's actually considerably harder to fight in melee and a lot easier to kill with ranged attacks. Let's see, you stay on there. Oof. There's a lot of stuff here that's just kind of going slowly. We have units inc. We have lots and lots and lots of units inc. A murderous number of them, in fact. I'm gonna try to have our Lord contribute a little bit here. I just really don't want him to ever actually get hit by one of the bears. Could be disastrous. Alright, right now he's just getting work done. You know, I'm gonna nuke the melee attack and pause the movement of that bear. These blue horrors, I keep trying to have them stand in more relevant positions and do more relevant things, and they keep kind of just standing where they are, disregarding my orders, and not shooting very much based on their ammo bars. It would be super helpful to me if they would follow an order. Okay, you are a poison man. I mean, what I really want is for Poison Man to be hitting the Elemental Bear in the back. That is the best case scenario for Poison Man. The barricades in this map are all set up in areas that are a little silly, I think. I mean, I guess this keeps them out of this supply depot, but it's wild that you can't barricade like a lot of the main thoroughfares. It's nice that there's one up at the very, very top of it. Okay, just keep them rolling, keep fighting, keep everybody in range of the towers. Alright, war sleds, enough with the war sleds. They're trying. It looks like they're actually trying to follow orders. I don't actually want the Seekers to be fighting the bear if they don't have to be. Okay, we did lose our Blood Reaper over here. In case you were wondering what that big burning thing that happened was, that was the Blood Reaper dying.
Yes!
Sin and depravity.
Okay, a lot of their units are breaking.
Agonizing death.
Yeah, I think everything that they have that can give up is giving up. Which is to say, the bears are still at it. And there's no way of fixing that except killing them.
Death through sensation.
So we're going to hold this bear in place. We're going to rush it with anti-large troops, and are there... No, not blue horrors. Here we go. Bloodletters to the flank. You know, that's a thing. Bloodletters are pretty good at stabbing people in the back. They have a charge bonus. Nothing here is the type of unit that I would want to stand and fight a bear. In particular, I want to try to preserve this cavalry. These are bloodletters from the city garrison, though. They can stand and fight the bear. Yeah, good enough. look at this. Our Lord is kind of standing in combat with the bear for a minute. I'm gonna pull the Soul Grinder back. He's doing good work, but it's way too damaged. Way too damaged to stay in there.
This world is ugly.
Nuke your melee attack. Our Lord glows so powerfully that it's actually kind of hard to watch him fight. Alright, so the Minotaurs really took it on the chin. The Soul Grinder got beat up pretty badly. But aside from that, I think Falco's army took very little damage. Excellent work. Good bird lightning maneuver, whatever the hell it was that you did there. You know, the classic bird lightning maneuver. So yeah, 260 total losses. Obviously, I would prefer they be shown on this card rather than the settlement garrison. But that's good. That means if that Ice Court army does come out of the fog up north, Falco is fully capable. After a turn of replenishment, Falco should be basically pretty close to full and fully capable of mounting a rousing defense of the Forbidden Citadel, which it seems like we may need to do. Also, this is 2 big battles that Falco's won this turn, so I'm hoping that we're going to get, I don't know, 4 skill points is probably a lot to hope for, but I really would love to see Falco get to immortality. That'd make me feel a lot more comfortable. It's possible that I am underutilizing the fire damage into fire weakness mechanics. Yeah, pretty minimal damage overall.
We are legion.
And that was a lot of money. And still more of them come. They will never stop. Okay, so there's the one that was sailing. So it looks like we might have a couple of turns before they reach us. I was really hoping we were going to get to shoot straight through to the Chaos Prince thing in without having to do any battles in the Demon Realm. Now that we're going to be spending basically like 3 extra turns just sitting here, it becomes much more difficult to rely on Iglixis for defense. Okay, those 2 armies are not really getting any closer to us. Oh, sorry, those 2 aren't on the same level that we are. The one who is on the same level we are is not getting any closer to us. Although, you know, I bet what they're going to do is they're going to wait until next turn to really approach, so that we have spent 2 turns trying to hire in Heartseekers, and we will have to move right before they finish. If they moved in such a way that they threatened us now, they wouldn't be wasting the maximum possible amount of our time, you know? Actually, we might have to move this turn to catch Gospodar.
But remember who it is you...
How many military alliances do I want to be in? I don't really know what your deal is. I decline. Wow. Seems like they might have some legitimate trouble up north surviving the Chaos Demon push. Greylings are going to run out. Oh, never mind. I was going to say run out and clean up all of our leftovers, but actually, it looked like that Greyling army died trying to fight our leftovers, so... The Ice Court armies are definitely overperforming in auto-resolve. Alright, so obviously we're not going to play another turn here. But let's just take a moment to sort of assess. It's true. The army gets better leadership when fighting Kislev. Great news. So, Spartak Zemvin is this the... No, this is a different Spartak Zemvin. One who is way less of a concern for me. Not the one who's level 28 or whatever. So we can probably just bail, let the Tower of Crack recover its garrison. It probably doesn't need my help right now. Bela Bebchuk did somehow defeat that Greyling force, but should be fine. And yeah, we're going to have to stop Demirov Gospodar pretty quickly here. That's fine. Falco can make the run. I want to look at my other lord. So Gorge Hammer,
Touch me only in dreams.
not in position to make contact with us next turn, but I bet they move to like here on this coming turn so that they can hit us the turn after. And we just pull in something that takes 2 turns to hire or less. I probably want it to be just a melee unit. We do have the option of grabbing a Beast of Nurgle now. Maybe that would be a good... It's a relatively hardy unit. It has poison attacks, a pretty big punch, although melee attack not super high. It's got the Slime Trail. It's got Cloud of Flies. Regenerates constantly. So it's like this versus just like a random, like another unit of Marauders or something, right? Or non-exalted Demonettes. I think this is the move. Let's grab a Beast of Nurgle. Or the Plague Toads are... How anti-infantry are Plague Toads? They are... 7 anti-infantry. So even in the situation where they are getting their anti-infantry bonus, they still only have 35 melee attack. I guess the idea is you're supposed to use their relatively high speed to charge people. Yeah, this thing doesn't really have a charge bonus. Do we know what's in this army? No.
Slaanesh may dominate me.
I'm gonna pull the spawn. The beast, rather.
I require further thrall.
Okay, so in 2 turns, nearly healed, army full, sprint for either this exit or that exit, run down there. Oof. Time is tight, though. 2 turns is too long. We may have to cancel these and just go for it. I don't love that, but I think it might be the case. Ugh. All right, it's a thing to consider next time. It's a not right now kind of problem. So I think this is where we're going to call it for today. And thank you all so much for watching. Things have gotten a little harsh in the realm of Slaanesh, and we cannot afford to lose here. So when you come back next time tomorrow, that's not going to happen. We're just going to get it right somehow. And we'll see you then.